What's up, man? It's your boy Damn D, man. We got DJ Academics doing his usual throwing dirt on Kendrick Lamar's name. So Academics is talking about Kendrick Lamar's booking agency and how it's named in the Epstein file. So let's listen to what he got to say.
Of the fucking to the CEO. It's either you leave or we're leaving. The music agents who book for these guys, Kendrick's agent, which is Brent Smith, they're saying to the owner of the fucking thing, it's either you leave or we're leaving. The only reason I bring up Kendrick Lamar is because for the people who have listened and understood the plight of Kendrick Lamar, and by the way, I'm down to say, if y'all are saying, you know, when Kendrick was saying he don't like pedophiles and woman abusers and, you know, misogynists, he was lying. He clearly does. I'm down to say, okay, I bet this doesn't matter. But everybody who loves Kendrick claims that he's this guy of ultra morals. The thing about soapboxing is that we're going to look at you to make sure you're being congruent all the time. Kodak never said, yo, I don't fuck with these niggas. No, Kodak said when he did a song with 6ix9ine, that ain't my snitch, that's y'all snitch. I'm good, I'm taking that mill. Kodak has already told us what he about. The only person I see in hip hop that stands on a moral code, Drake wouldn't endorse a political candidate. Drake, even when there was a riots of BLM and this and third, we didn't hear I'm with this side, fuck this side. We know Drake is not he's not a social justice type of guy. Let's be honest. The only person who has made his niche that he is this pro-black, super woke, anti-this, anti-that is Kendrick Lamar. I would call everybody out if they had the same rhetoric because I love to see hypocrisy. But Kendrick don't talk about that no more.
Here he goes.
So I said, Ack is reaching. Kendrick already left that tour scheduler. It's a non-story. Washerman books everything for Kendrick. If he's going to be at Cannes, they book that. I want to let you know what a booking agency is. They book everything. So unless you're seeing an album, they book everything. It's not just, he's done with the tour. I'm not saying the tour.
So basically, Kendrick Lamar booking agency is listed in the Epstein files. So now Academics is trying to connect Kendrick to something else that somebody else does. So now Kendrick Lamar has to be held responsible because allegedly his booking agency is in the Epstein files. Propaganda at its finest, man. So now Kendrick Lamar has to be held responsible what everybody does on his team. So if Kendrick Lamar hires someone as to rent someone's car, and that person goes out and does something illegal, Kendrick Lamar is held responsible of another grown man or woman action. So that's basically what he's doing. Just desperation at its finest.
Well, number one, they did do the tour. But I'm not saying the tour. All right, he didn't know before the tour. He knows now. That's the point. So here's my thing for all the Kendrick fans who are trying to cope. And even for the person who donated. Respect to you. But I want to ask you the question. If you are one of the people who believe that Kendrick was calling people out because he had a sincere moral obligation to the people, and he felt if people were living wrong or doing things that he felt was weird, he had to call out, do you not see a hypocrisy if he is working with people who are clearly in the Epstein files? You don't see a problem with that?
How did Kendrick Lamar know this until recently? Nobody knew who was in the Epstein files. Nobody knew. So all of a sudden you go, oh, look, he's... What if one of your people is in the Epstein files? So you going to be held responsible for somebody else's personal business? It's stupid.
Let me tell you what an agent does for an artist. Kendrick does not book anything beyond him putting out music without an agent. I know, nigga. I know. A speaking engagement, an appearance, a tour, a cameo, everything your agent does for you. So this idea that, oh no, he's done with his tour, why y'all bringing this up? You are tied to your agent. Let me tell you what Drake did when Drake left that same guy who's at Wasserman, right? So when I say this, I'm going to say this, when you did the topic of that agent that was in the Epstein files, why did you turn it about Kendrick? It comes like a personal vendetta. I'm a fan of both.
Exactly.
Okay, that's a good question. So, chat, here's what I'm saying. You asked a very good question. So, he said, why when you did the topic of the agent, it's not about an agent. So, Wasserman, I want to be very clear. Wasserman is an agency that books for artists, okay? Now, let me tell you this. When you play woke, you can't pick and choose when to stop playing woke. Okay? Just remember that. I can point out examples of people who didn't want to play woke. Drake made a song, I forgot what the song was, but he was saying why he doesn't speak on political issues because, that's just not his thing. Lil Baby made the bigger picture, and then he also said, I don't want to be the political guy. I want to point out that Kendrick Lamar essentially made himself the beacon of wokeness, this is not a guy who's just saying, I'm just chilling. This is a guy who's saying that I'm giving out a specific, he said, watch the party die. He's giving out specific code of conduct and how he views the world. This is not a guy just rapping. For the people who think that I'm picking on Kendrick Lamar, I'm not. Bro, I went down the list of Washerman and I said, oh, what about Kodak? I said, Kodak's a hood nigga. He don't give a fuck. He's not trying to make no stance. Kodak done told y'all, nigga, I fuck with Trump. He don't care. The people who I'm holding accountable are the people who have stood on soapboxes. Kendrick Lamar has told us that he gives a fuck about certain things. Drake's a pedophile, according to him. Keep the family close. Keep the family away. He's putting out PSAs. We're not making it up. We're not just putting things on him that would make him be a hypocrite. This is him. So when we have a mass exodus happening, and y'all should see, Washerman, they're having a mass exodus. Look, they gave the ultimatum to the CEO. It's either you leave or we're leaving. The music agents who book for these guys, Kendrick's agent, which is Brent Smith, they're saying to the owner of the fucking thing, it's either you leave or we're leaving. The only reason I bring up Kendrick Lamar is because for the people who have listened and understood the plight of Kendrick Lamar, and by the way, I'm down to say, if y'all are saying, when Kendrick was saying he don't like pedophiles and women abusers and, misogynists, he was lying. He clearly does. I'm down to say, okay, I bet this doesn't matter. But everybody who loves Kendrick claims that he's this guy of ultra morals. The thing about soapboxing is that we're going to look at you to make sure you're being congruent all the time. Kodak never said, yo, I don't fuck with these niggas. No, Kodak said when he did a song with 6ix9ine, that ain't my snitch, that's y'all snitch. I'm good, I'm taking a mill. Kodak has already told us what he about. The only person I see in hip-hop that stands on a moral code, Drake wouldn't endorse a political candidate. Drake, even when there was a riots of BLM and this and third, we didn't hear I'm with this side, fuck this side. We know Drake is not he's not a social justice type of guy. Let's be honest. The only person who has made his niche that he is this pro-black, super woke, anti-this, anti-that is Kendrick Lamar. I would call everybody out if they had the same rhetoric.
Okay,
because
so
hypocrisy.
I think I played that part. Let me skip to the other one.
The agency booking him were cool as fuck with the pedophiles. What happened? And not just any pedophile, the Hall of Fame pedophiles. What's up with that? Oh, yeah, I'm talking about it. Okay, cool. So Ezekiel says, he was doing it to win the battle. I agree 100%. Why that? If you told me Drake was cool with a scammer, I was like, it's not like Drake. He's cool with TDE. He got no problem with anything for that. Kendrick doesn't have that. That's why Kendrick isn't on tour all the time. Drake is on tour. He has to deal with Live Nation. Kendrick picks his tours. Oh, I'm going on this tour. Hey, agent, go book a tour for that. The agent works for Washerman. Washerman is cool with the PDFs. People don't like it when it doesn't fit their story. Here's what I wish, because honestly, I think all these niggas are hypocrites. I wish Kendrick fans would just come out and say, yo, bro, Kendrick just said all that dumb shit to diss Drake, but in reality, bro, he don't have a problem with women beaters. He don't have a problem with sexual assaulters. He don't have a problem with any of the shit he's saying. Why? Dr. Dre, he's cool with TDE. He got no problem with anything he's been saying. Here's the problem. The people who love Kendrick, they act like he's Jesus. So that's where y'all always gonna fuck up. We're gonna treat him like he's Jesus. That's the problem. Y'all act like he's Jesus, but get mad if we treat him like he's Jesus. If you told me Drake was cool with a scammer, I was like, it's not like Drake was like, I'm above being cool with scammers. All right, whatever. Y'all told me that Kendrick is above all this shit. He doesn't like pedophiles. Well, he doesn't? Well, the agency booking him were cool as fuck with the pedophiles. What happened? And not just any pedophile, the Hall of Fame pedophiles. What's up with that? Oh, yeah, I'm talking about it. Okay, cool. So Ezekiel says, he was doing it to win the battle. I agree 100%. Why that punk mall said the sample, what? Huh? Say the sample you tease is not on Iceman. Did he say that? I don't want to get into it with like Maul and stuff like that. Like, bro, there's just so much behind the scenes, bro. As long as Mealy Maul ain't like talking shit about me, I'm just like, let it go, bro. Even though I really don't like letting them go. All right, so Ezekiel, you're agreeing with me. All right, thank you for the additional donation. So you're agreeing with me. So essentially, you're saying that Kendrick was just doing it for the battle, and I agree. If his fans would say, bro, he is not standing on no moral ground, and like we really just did that because we just don't like Drake, all right, because no rapper stands on moral ground. Every rapper claims, like, you can't say you stand on moral ground when you collaborate with the rappers who beat the shit out of women. And then you do a feature for a nigga who was accused of this and third. Like, come on, like, this is hip hop, bro. It's nobody perfect over here. I thought that was a major mistake by Kendrick to act like he was perfect. Well, Kendrick, you can't do a song with Future no more. Why are you the executive producer supposedly on Cardi's album? You can't work with nobody, you bum ass nigga. If you think you're perfect, you can't work with nobody. Look around in hip hop, nigga. The things you're calling out, they've been accused of. Are you gonna stand and say, oh, I've investigated this? No, that's not what hip hop's ever been. So just cut it out. That's the problem with Kendrick. He started that. His fans don't admit it. Oh, so-and-so has a weird case? Well, TDE's been sued for sexual harassment and battery and assault. But I thought you said the predators move in flocks. Well, if they move in flocks and they're accusing TDE, you're in TDE. You're the flock. Oh, you don't want to talk about that no more. Some people might think it's a Drake Kendrick thing. It's me and Kendrick, because I want to tell him soapboxing is lame. It's lame. Kendrick, soapboxing is lame. You're not perfect, my guy. I don't know if you ever hit your woman. There's a story everybody's investigating. I don't even care. I'm not the guy who's like, oh, I care. I understand people make mistakes, and you understand how hip hop is and urban culture is. People make mistakes, but if you want to act like everybody has weird cases and you're perfect, so let's talk about Dr. Dre being a piece of shit, but you don't want to talk about that. Let's talk about your tours, and every engagement that you would get a live feed from is booked by Wasserman, and they're in the Epstein files, or the founders in the Epstein files being chummy with motherfucking Ghislaine Maxwell. You don't want to talk about that. But basically, you're a fraud. Just stop it. We're in hip hop. We listen to Fab when Fab knocked this girl's teeth out. We listen to people and like them even though they're the worst hurt people on earth. Let's not play the moral game, bro. That's my thing. Let's not play the moral game. We love 50, but 50 got accused of moving. Listen, I won't even really mention because I love 50. And I don't want to get into it with him, definitely. But that's the point. The people who play the soapbox game, I look at them like, y'all are crazy. Mano said something about me. Mano, I would show the picture that they claim that Fab's wife or ex-wife got her teeth knocked out from him. If you so care about all these other issues, why you ain't confronting him? Episode 1. I don't want to talk about that. I like that. I like that. Fab is not sparking it up. Fab not acting like he's perfect. But there's certain people who act like they're perfect. And that's the problem in hip hop.
All right, man. So there you go. So that's DJ Academic doing a whole bunch of bootlicking for BBL Drizzy. So y'all leave a comment down below, man. If you're new to the channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'm up out of here, man. Peace.